Yeah, I just wanted to make a quick demo demonstrating this contribution to the OwlMInd project and the prompt engineering project for the GenAI lab. These are automation setup scripts. They do full setup, configuration, and testing of everything you need to get started for each project. They're a CLI shell script that I've written. They detect your operating system, so whether you're on Windows, Mac, or Linux, it'll install all the correct dependencies and resources as per the instructions based off your operating system as well. It comes with several scripts here that do many different things through the process, which I'll show you here in a minute. And it's also got some instructions too. It's running in the scripts folder. You simply have to just run the start.sh script. These are the only two resources I've added aside from the env, which we generate as well. We'll go ahead and delete that, and then we'll go ahead and run the script, and I'll show you how it works. So we'll initialize this in bash, and we get some options. I'm gonna go ahead and press option 1. It already detects my configuration. I forgot I had one set up, so let's go ahead and restart that. I'm gonna go ahead and remove it, so I'm gonna select option 3 first. Yes. I'm going to go ahead and say no right now because I want to go through the initial process. So I'm going to start this up. You can see here it detects my operating system, and then it creates the virtual environment. After it sets up the virtual environment, it gets the requirements and installs all the packages. And once that's done, it will activate the entire system and start the setup process for the environmental variables. All right, now it detects many things, and there's one thing I got to mention. You can use this startup script not just to set up your virtual environment, but every time you come back to the project, it will detect whether this virtual environment is here or not. Therefore, it'll just start everything and activate everything for you, and then allow you to have the options to test or configure things differently if you need to. That's why there's options there. So it does detect the env state, the virtual environment state, packages, and a lot more. So I'm going to go ahead and say yes. I'm going to go ahead and replace this. It's going to ask me if I'm doing it local or if we're doing the FAU server. I'm going to go ahead and say I'm doing mine local. It then runs a CLI command for OwlMInd, which will get the models that you have installed on your system. These are the ones I currently have installed on mine. 3.3 I'm having trouble with, so I'm not going to load that one because it's really big and takes a lot of resources. Even though I got 2 GPUs, it still bogs my system down too much. So we'll enter that model, and then it'll ask me for the Discord token. Now, if you don't have this, it'll just point you to the instructions, and then you'll have to manually go to your env and put it in there. But I already have mine, so let me go ahead and add it. Copy, paste that. I tell it yes. Now add that token. All right, so now we're all set up. And as you can see here, it's created an env. It's commented out, what it doesn't need. It's got everything set up here. It's got my model. It's got the Discord token, so we're ready to go. On that note, it's now asking if we want to go ahead and start testing the server. So I'm going to go ahead and say, yeah. It is set up to where you can test both local. When you run this, if it detects that this is unmarked out, it'll unmark it for you, and then it deletes it after it's done and puts it back. So you can test both, you can test one or the other, or you can just go ahead and exit. But we'll go ahead and test the server. And now it's going ahead and running the server test. Make sure the large language model is operational, and there we go. You can test it again if you want, but we'll go ahead and exit out of this. And that's it. So that is the startup script, the automation scripts that I've built for this project. I use these things all the time for work, and I just felt that this would probably help streamline everybody setting up the project, give you more time on actually focusing on the artificial intelligence and the models and the concepts going on, as opposed to worrying about setup. So I hope this helps everybody out, and I've created the same instance for the config file for the prompt engineering one as well. I've put both my pull requests in, so thank you.